There was a time where plug-and-play games were all the rage. If you've never actually heard the name, it's pretty self-explanatory. You plug in a controller and then you play. But we're not dealing with rocket science here. I loved checking these out as a kid, and even though the minigames were kept relatively simple, it was easy to kill a half hour of boredom. These things could be enjoyed by people of all ages, but kids were a large target audience considering how many cartoon-related plug-and-plays were made, especially when we're talking about the world's most iconic underwater sponge. A few of these were made, but for the purpose of this video, we'll be taking a look at the original, which came out in 2003. So here we are with Spongebob Plug and Play created by Jack Specific, and the box gets you hyped to jump into this bizarre TV game world. It lets you know that there are not 3, not 4, but 5 games in one joystick. Oh my god, that's revolutionary. The controller is just Spongebob's head, and you'll mainly be using his nose to move around. Sounds like it could get pretty painful for him, but he's always smiling back at you, so I guess he likes that. The menu for the plug and play is nothing special. Here are the games. Now shoo, go play them and have a fun time. Yeah, it isn't very welcoming, but I doubt people cared because you bought this for the games themselves. Anything else doesn't matter. Remember earlier when I said that these games were usually simple? I wasn't lying. The first game on the list has you walk to the right and left as you bounce a ball into bubbles. Of course, there are some additions like new abilities you can receive as the bubble blast continues, but that's pretty much it. It's just Breakout with an underwater background and Spongebob. Things change for the next one on the list though, because we're focusing on Sandy. A giant bullworm and its nasty henchmen are terrorizing Bikini Bottom. Against Spongebob's wishes, Sandy has decided to repel their attack on her own. Can she save Bikini Bottom from this terrible menace? Well, with a bit of story, I'm officially invested in whatever comes next, but the game once again doesn't offer a whole lot. You fly around, shoot a bunch of very happy enemies, and yeah, I'm trying to think of more things to say. I really am. What am I supposed to talk about? I like these blue colors? Moving on is Invasion of the Hooks. You play as Spongebob once again, this time throwing Krabby Patties in the air to stop your friends from being taken away to the surface into certain death. It may seem simple at first, but their lives are on the line and you're the only one who can save them. What I'm most confused about is how the characters literally stand there and do nothing. They know hooks are coming down because they keep getting hit, yet they just stand there. Do they actually want to die? Is the real objective of the game to let the hooks take them? You know, I wouldn't be surprised. Patrick Into the Maze is probably the biggest game in this pack, since instead of just moving 2 different directions, this time you get all 4. Whoa! Your goal is to navigate this coral maze with enemies at every corner, but there's items along the way to make the adventure a bit easier. You actually have to think a bit with this one, which immediately ranks it as one of the best in the entire plug and play. The final game here is the one I remember playing most, the Super Chum Bucket. Plankton has used his remote control robots to capture Sandy Cheeks to bribe Spongebob into giving him the delicious Krabby Patty recipe. Spongebob will never give away the recipe and decides to risk life and sponge to rescue Sandy himself. Okay, this is just Donkey Kong with Spongebob instead of Mario, and lifesavers instead of barrels. It's honestly pretty fun though, since there's some platforming thrown into the mix to make things extra spicy and increase the difficulty. I'm just gonna go ahead and call this the best game here, because it's just really fun from what I remember. Well, that's the 2003 Spongebob Plug and Play in a nutshell. It was bizarre. Some of the games felt too simple or didn't make much sense, but as a kid, you never care about that as long as it's fun. Have any of you guys grown up with one of these plug and plays, and what would you say is the best game out of the collection? Let's talk in the comments. But anyway, that's all for this video. Subscribe for more awesome cartoon videos. Give a thumbs up and comment below, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.